Hey there, pizza lovers. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button and join our foodie family. Today, we're diving into something absolutely delicious, making the perfect homemade pizza from scratch. There's nothing quite like the aroma of fresh pizza baking in your own oven, filling your home with the comforting scent of melted cheese and freshly baked dough. Whether you're a kitchen novice or a seasoned chef, making pizza at home is not only fun, but incredibly rewarding. Pizza is one of the world's most beloved foods, enjoyed in countless variations across the globe. From the classic margherita to creative gourmet toppings, the possibilities are endless. And guess what? You don't need a fancy wood-fired oven to achieve a mouth-watering result. Stick around, because we're about to embark on a delicious journey that will make you the star of your next dinner party. All right, let's get started. First things first, ingredients. To make the magic happen, we'll need to gather everything for the dough, sauce, and toppings. For the dough, 3½ cups of all-purpose flour, 1½ cups of warm water, about 110 degrees or 45 Celsius, 2¼ teaspoons of active dry yeast, 1 packet, 2 tablespoons of olive oil, 2 teaspoons of sugar, 1½ teaspoons of salt. For the sauce, 1 can 14 ounces of crushed tomatoes, 2 cloves of garlic, minced, 1 tablespoon of olive oil, 1 teaspoon of dried oregano, salt and pepper to taste. Toppings: 2 cups of shredded mozzarella cheese, fresh basil leaves, any additional toppings of your choice, pepperoni, mushrooms, bell peppers, onions, you name it. Using fresh, high-quality ingredients makes a world of difference. Trust me, your taste buds will thank you. If you can, opt for fresh basil and high-quality mozzarella. Also, while a pizza stone is great for a crispy crust, a regular baking sheet works just fine. Now let's roll up our sleeves and make that dough. Step 1. Activate the yeast. In a small bowl, combine the warm water, yeast, and sugar. Give it a gentle stir and let it sit for about 10 minutes until it's foamy. This means the yeast is alive and kicking. Step 2. Mix the dry ingredients. In a large mixing bowl, whisk together the all-purpose flour and salt. Creating a good foundation is key to perfect dough. Step 3. Combine wet and dry ingredients. Make a well in the center of the flour mixture and pour in the yeast mixture and olive oil. Using a wooden spoon or your hands, mix until a shaggy dough forms. Step 4. Kneading the dough. Transfer the dough onto a floured surface. Now knead the dough by pushing it away with the heel of your hand, folding it over, and turning it. Repeat this for about 8 to 10 minutes. The dough should become smooth and elastic. This process develops the gluten, giving your pizza that chewy, perfect crust. Tip: if the dough is too sticky, sprinkle a little more flour. If it's too dry, add a teaspoon of water at a time. The dough should be slightly tacky but not sticking to your hands excessively. Step 5. First rise. Form the dough into a ball and place it in a lightly oiled bowl, turning it to coat with oil. Cover the bowl with a damp cloth or plastic wrap. Let it rise in a warm place for about 1 to 2 hours, or until doubled in size. Step 6. Punching down and second rise. After the dough has risen, punch it down gently to release the air. Divide the dough into 2 equal pieces if you want 2 medium pizzas, or keep it whole for a large one. Shape them into balls, cover them again, and let them rest for another 15 to 30 minutes. Alternative: short on time? You can let the dough rise for just 30 minutes for a quicker pizza, but the longer you let it ferment, the better the flavor and texture. While the dough is rising, let's make our sauce. Sauté garlic. In a saucepan over medium heat, heat the olive oil and add the minced garlic. Sauté for about 1 minute until fragrant. Be careful not to burn it. Step 2. Add tomatoes and seasonings. Pour in the crushed tomatoes and add the dried oregano, salt, and pepper. Stir everything together. Step 3. Simmer. Let the sauce simmer on low heat for about 15-20 minutes, stirring occasionally. This allows the flavors to meld beautifully. If you prefer a smoother sauce, you can blend it to your desired consistency. Customization options. Feel free to add a pinch of red pepper flakes for some heat, or a teaspoon of sugar if you like a sweeter sauce. It's your pizza. Make it your way. Time to get creative with toppings. Cheese selection. Shredded mozzarella is a classic choice for that gooey melt. Fresh mozzarella slices can also be delightful. For extra flavor, consider mixing in some grated Parmesan or provolone. Veggies and meats. Vegetables. Slice up some bell peppers, onions, mushrooms, olives, or spinach. Make sure to keep the slices thin so they cook properly. Meats. Pepperoni, sausage, ham, or bacon bits add a savory punch. Cook raw meats beforehand to ensure they're fully cooked on the pizza. Prepping tips. Drain moisture. For watery veggies like mushrooms or spinach, consider sautéing them first to reduce moisture. This prevents a soggy pizza. Season toppings. Lightly toss your veggies in olive oil, salt, and pepper to enhance their flavors. Remember, less is more. Overloading your pizza can make it difficult to cook evenly. Aim for a balanced combination of toppings. Now comes the fun part, putting it all together. Step 1. Preheat the oven. Preheat your oven to 475 degrees 245 degrees. Place your pizza stone or baking sheet in the oven while it heats up. A hot surface helps achieve a crisp crust. Step 2. Roll out the dough. On a floured surface, use a rolling pin to roll out the dough into a circle or your desired shape, about 1/4 inch thick. If you prefer a thicker crust, leave it a bit thicker. Pro tip: for a traditional touch, stretch the dough by hand. Gently pull and rotate the dough, letting gravity help you out. Just be careful not to tear it. Step 3. Transfer to parchment paper. Place the rolled out dough onto a piece of parchment paper. This makes it easier to transfer to the hot baking sheet or stone. Step 4. Add the sauce. Spread a ladleful of sauce onto the dough, leaving about a 1/2 inch border around the edge for the crust. Don't overdo it. Too much sauce can make the pizza soggy. Step 5. Cheese. Glorious cheese. Sprinkle your shredded mozzarella evenly over the sauce. Make sure to cover all the way to the edges for that delicious cheese pull. Step 6. Add toppings. Distribute your chosen toppings over the cheese. Arrange them evenly so every bite is perfect. Time to bake that masterpiece. Step 1. Transfer to oven. Carefully slide the parchment paper with the pizza onto the preheated baking sheet or pizza stone. Be cautious. The oven and the sheet stone are very hot. Step 2. Bake. Bake for about 12 to 15 minutes, or until the crust is golden brown and the cheese is bubbly and slightly browned. Tips: rotate if necessary. If your oven doesn't cook evenly, rotate the pizza halfway through baking. Check the bottom. For a crisp crust, gently lift the pizza to check the bottom. It should be lightly browned. Step 3. Remove from oven. Using oven mitts, carefully remove the pizza from the oven. Let it cool on a cutting board or wire rack for a few minutes. Almost ready to dig in. Step 1. Garnish. Add fresh basil leaves on top for a pop of color and flavor. You can also drizzle a little olive oil or sprinkle some red pepper flakes if you like a kick. Step 2. Enhance the flavor. A light sprinkle of grated Parmesan cheese or a dash of garlic powder can elevate your pizza to the next level. It's the little things that count. Step 3. Let it rest. Allow the pizza to cool for about 5 minutes. This helps the cheese set slightly, making it easier to slice and ensuring you don't burn the roof of your mouth. We've all been there. Time to enjoy the fruits of your labor. Pairings. Side dishes. A fresh garden salad, garlic knots, or bruschetta make excellent accompaniments. Beverages. Pair your pizza with a chilled soda, a glass of red wine, or an ice-cold beer, whatever suits your taste. Presentation tips. Slice it up. Use a sharp pizza cutter or a large knife to slice your pizza into even pieces. Serve hot. Pizza is best enjoyed hot and fresh. Gather your friends and family and dig in. Storing leftovers. Refrigerate if you have any leftovers, unlikely. Store them in an airtight container in the fridge for up to 3 days. Reheat. To reheat, pop slices into a preheated oven at 350 degrees for about 5 minutes. This keeps the crust crispy. Even the best of us run into hiccups. Here are some fixes for common problems. Dough problems. Too sticky. If your dough is too sticky, gradually add more flour, a tablespoon at a time, while kneading. Not rising. If the dough doesn't rise, your yeast may be expired or the water used was too hot or too cold. Make sure to use fresh yeast and warm water, not hot. Baking issues. Burnt crust. If the crust is burning but the toppings aren't cooked, try lowering the oven temperature slightly or moving the pizza to a higher oven rack. This often happens with thick crusts or too many toppings. Next time, roll the dough thinner and avoid overloading on toppings. Dietary adjustments. Gluten-free. Substitute the all-purpose flour with a gluten-free pizza crust mix. Vegan. Use vegan cheese alternatives and skip meat toppings. Low carb. Try a cauliflower crust for a lower carb option. And there you have it. the perfect homemade pizza made right in your own kitchen. Making pizza at home is not only satisfying but also opens up a world of culinary creativity. Remember, the best pizza is the one made with love and enjoyed with good company. I hope you found this tutorial helpful and easy to follow. If you tried this recipe, let me know how it turned out in the comments below. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and hit that subscribe button for more delicious recipes coming your way. Thanks for watching, and until next time, happy cooking!